much time should you spend practicing singing?
Oh my, that's a great question. Well, that's a very good question. I personally think it's like playing the piano, which I didn't do as well as practicing. I think anywhere between um, 25 to 30 minutes a day is a really good time. You don't want to, if you're not feeling well and your voice is not in good shape, or you do not push it. Obviously, you don't want to hurt your voice. But I think that that's a good thing. But also, it also depends on what kind of stuff you're doing. With your voice. If you're actually doing classical, or not, that's if you're working on specific things that are more exercises as opposed to singing songs. So I think it will depend one or the other.
She would like to know if you have any advice for success.
I say the most important thing is the burning desire to want to be a performer. So you want to have a burning desire to do it. That's the first thing for success. Secondly is to keep training and to keep listening. Listen to what people have to say, and she moved, and they constantly will help you. And if you have, and to ask questions. Don't be afraid of. There's no stupid question out there. There's no stupid question. And then, of course, to time management. So to budget, like anything, but how much when we're going to spend time on this part and master it. And don't give up if something is too challenging. Keep figuring out how to work it.
She would just love to know if a vocal coach can help her improve her voice and range.
Oh, okay. Marley, what I would suggest for range and voice is a voice teacher. A coach works more with the repertoire and and there's a little bit of a crossover. Sometimes a coach will definitely work on your voice and help you and help expand. But the teacher will work. The voice teacher is a technician and will work on the placement of the voice and how you produce the sound and a certain quality to the timbre of your voice. And they will keep working on technical and classical and other stuff to help expand the range. And so that's who I would recommend if you want to work that. I would say, I want to work on my technique to expand my range, or do I want to work on interpreting material and a little bit of technique on the side? That's what I suggest.
What tips do you have for mixing?
So mixing your voice, about going from headphones. Okay, so it's different from. Okay, so I'm not a voice technician, but I've worked with a lot of them before. I always say, just a general rule is that when you're mixing, it's for women, for young ladies. It depends on your age, right? I would say you would go more for working on your soprano voice first, because then you expand that range. Then you can work and go up, down. So you can work on your belt. And then that's expanding. That's being able to take that voice. And I'm sure your voice teacher, I would think, is working on that kind of stuff, soprano stuff with you. I would say do it. Because it may be difficult for you, but not everybody, but you can definitely master that.
Is it more of a struggle for altos if you find a job than soprano?
These are great questions. Here's the thing. There's a lot more belting, obviously, for the last 20 years than sopranos. But my feeling is, if you work on your range and you work on that expanding your range, we just talked about technically, then I think that you wouldn't have to worry about landing the alto role and worrying about there be more or less. But the flip side to this is, if your voice to me, it's also you're having a healthy voice. We want to make sure that in other words, healthy meaning that you have an ability to sing a lot of different things in different ranges. And if you don't, which is fine, some people really are in the alto, and then they go to an audition or they go to stuff and they find that they're not, they can't sing the part. And that's okay. You just learn what is good material for you, for your voice and for your voice now. And you're so young that all can change, yearly.